Why is it important to have good communication skills? Have you heard that communication skills are important but not sure why? It feels like everyone's talking about communication, but true communication is still hard to come by. Keep watching for an easy way to stay on track in any kind of conversation. The TraumaEdCo channel is all about giving you the tools you need to know and understand yourself better, which is the first step to having a great relationship with others. Today's video will connect the dots between how communicating well with others helps drive a stronger sense of self and vice versa. Healing doesn't happen in a vacuum, and our relationships have a huge impact on our growth. So why does it matter? We know that good communication skills are important to allow us to understand information more accurately and more quickly. Poor communication leads to us feeling misunderstood and frustrated. So let's dive into what this good communication would look like. I like to use an acronym that I love called STAIRS. So when we think about what STAIRS are and what they represent, usually we talk about going up the stairs. So when we are thinking about communication, what can help us elevate in a step-by-step fashion? What will bring us closer to the goals that we're wanting and achieving, which is the best communication? So the first part of STAIRS as an acronym, the S stands for sandwich. And this is really easy. You might have heard about it before. It's about sandwiching a positive message and a positive message with the meat of the message in the middle. The meat in the middle usually is some kind of challenge or obstacle or something that's needing to change. There's a way to do it wrong and there's a way to do it right. So if we are looking at sandwiching a message in the wrong way, it might sound something like, you're great and all, but you can't even meet the deadline and you didn't do it right, but good try. The way that this would sound if we did it right would sound something like, hey, I really love how you were so quick at taking action on this new idea we had. What I'm noticing is this certain part isn't really coming together. Would you please work on fixing that? And thanks again, I love how you are so attentive to getting all of our needs met to make sure that we meet this deadline. So again, you're saying something positive about how the other person shows up on a regular basis, stating whatever the challenge obstacle is with some kind of a request for how it could be done differently, and then again, ending with that positive message about who they normally are, how they normally show up. And the reason why this is important is because when we start with a positive and end with a positive, they're less likely to feel like something's coming at them, that we are coming at them in a mean way, and just, hey, you're really good at what you're doing, here's how we can make it better, and it lands more easily on the other person, so they're less likely to put up a defense system. The T is make it about the thing instead of the person. So when we are looking at something that needs to be done, we can request a change instead of pointing out a fault. So let's say you're a mom like me and you come downstairs and the kitchen is a mess. Again, instead of yelling at one of the kiddos like, hey, you're so lazy, why can't you clean up after yourself? Instead, we make it about the thing. So the thing is that the dishes aren't done. So I can say to my kiddo, hey, I'm noticing the dishes aren't done. So I'm making it about the thing, and now I can follow it up with a request. Will you please take care of those now? Or if you are in a work situation, you can say, hey, I'm noticing that this email hasn't been responded to. Will you please do that now? So whatever it is, we make it about the thing instead of the person. The reason this is important is because, again, if we're making it about the person, if they feel like they're being attacked, they're going to put up that defense system, they're less likely to listen to us, and they're less likely to do a good job. Next is the A, and I love this because it's the word and. The word and is used instead of the word but. The reason we do this is because the word but is a word that pushes away. And when we say, hey, you did a good job on this, but it actually deletes everything you just said. But using the word and is a word that is used to bring together. So, hey, I really like the way you did this, and will you please add this? Or, and will you try it differently in the future? So that and word actually will bring together the communication. It brings together the people who are communicating. And again, the person who's receiving the message is more likely to hear us, to take on what we're saying as opposed to push against. Next is the I, and the I stands for I statements. So within this, it's really effective for communication if instead of saying you, we make it an I message. So instead of, hey, you didn't do the dishes or you didn't make this deadline, we're going to use I statements like, hey, I notice this isn't done, or I'm needing this, or I want this. So versus you should be doing this, or you are doing that, or you aren't doing that, find a way to make it an I statement and create some kind of a request so that way the other person can hear you, decide what they want to do, and then move forward. So an example of that might be, hey, you're always leaving your mess everywhere, versus I feel frustrated when I come home and I see the house is messy. And so the house is messy is the thing, so I'm making it about the thing and not the other person. Next is R, and the R stands for responsibility. Anytime you can, take responsibility for what you're doing. If it's a mistake, own it. Be the first person to step up and say, hey, I'm the one that missed the deadline. Or they couldn't do their job because I didn't do mine first. They couldn't get to the dishes because I asked them to wait and then I didn't put my stuff in the dishwasher first. Whatever it is, take responsibility. It goes a long way in showing that the people around you can trust you to do your part and to have their back. And the same thing with responsibility on the negative side is on the positive side. If you are at work and you're getting all the accolades for a job well done, but you didn't actually do all of the things, be the first person to step up and say, hey, thank you. And this person also deserves some of those accolades, some of that pat on the back. Because of them doing a good job, I was able to do a good job. And then again, it creates that sense of trust, that sense of coming together, that sense of connecting. Lastly is the S, and the S is smile. And it seems like such a simple idea to smile, but it actually creates a change in our brain. If we smile for just 10 seconds, we will actually trick our brain into thinking we're happy, and we're more likely to respond positively. We're more likely to engage with another person in a positive way, whether we're making our requests or using our I statements or doing our sandwich. Smiling activates these tiny molecules in your brain called neuropeptides, and these help reduce stress. So you can imagine that if you're feeling calm, you're more likely to communicate in a way that is calm. I'm sure you've been in a situation before where you could feel that somebody else's energy was really static and really but if that person's calm, then you start to feel calm. Your brain will also release the chemicals of dopamine, endorphins, and serotonin, which decrease pain and boost your mood. So even if you're smiling and it's fake at first, you can actually trick your brain into feeling happier because the brain will start releasing those feel-good chemicals. And this is all just setting the stage for you to be present in the moment and to remember to use these positive communication tools. So I invite you to try these ideas at work and at home and see if you notice a difference in your relationships and in the way that you're communicating with those in your life. Thank you so much for joining us on this video. I'm Shannon Ray. This has been your Ray of Sunshine, and I invite you to check out our next video, What Your Love Language Says About Your Childhood. See you there.